Then I suggest we will start. Two speakers, the coming 50 minutes. It will be a part presentation and a part Q&A. If you have any questions, place them in the chats, but there will also be at the end of the presentation some time to ask some questions. So Willem-Jan Ageling and Pietro Maffi, and the subject is we fixed our Scrum with Unfix. So yeah, looking forward to hearing from you both, and I will stop sharing now, and you can take over.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Corine. I would like to add that we have an additional speaker, which is Laura. I will let her pronounce her own name. Let's not do that. I intended to have a talk about Unfix and how it helped us to really reorganize Scrum teams that were too loosely coupled. But what I also experienced is a great journey by colleagues of mine, headed by, coached by Pietro and Laura. I helped them as well with their Unfix journey, and I think their story is so great that needs to be told. It's far more engaging than a bit more theoretical story that I would tell. So I will be involved in this talk. I will also be involved in the Q&A. But Pietro and Laura will be the ones presenting how they fixed their Scrum with Unfix. So I now give the word to Pietro and Laura.
Thank you, Willem. So, okay, we can start. Ciao, Laura, how are you?
Ciao Pietro, I'm a little bit tired. Today the DSM lasts more than 35 minutes. You know, the team is growing every week and now it's too big. And in the last planning, being so many people, it was very difficult to understand and agree on one goal. Many people are not joining actively, and we are probably missing some goal required by the customer.
I know, and I know, and it would be great if we as a team would have the power to define our own configurations.
Yes, and I would also add that many customers are requiring documents and meeting just in Italian, but we are not just Italian teammates, and this is creating bottlenecks, and always the usual people are joining meeting with the customer.
Yeah, this was something that maybe you already experienced in your coffee near your coffee machine, and this is the starting point where we would like to start sharing our story.
So before going on, we would like to present ourselves. I'm Laura, and I'm working as a product owner in Worldline.
And I am Pietro, and I'm working as a Scrum Master and Agile Coach in Horizon department at Worldline. We would like to share our journey started around 2 years ago that bring us from 3 Scrum team to a new organization based on unfixed fluidity, having clear the Scrum value. All of these cooked in order to enable the team empowerment with self-selection. Okay, before starting, we would like to ask you, kindly ask you, sorry, if you would like to join this Mentimeter activity, where we are asking you if you can send us your idea and what you know about Worldline. So, moment, I have to start, sorry. Okay, so maybe you are able to join with your phone is better. So the question is, do you know Worldline? Because till now we talk about Worldline. Okay, so till now everyone has voted. There is still someone that would like to join and vote. Are you able to vote? Okay. So
So thank you for the support. For those who doesn't know Worldline, Worldline is an agile paytech company leveraging on digital trends to design a future innovative payment solution. And if you are interested for more information, you can have a look at our website.
So let's start with the introduction and our story.
So once upon a time,
there were 3 agile teams which followed the Scrum framework and used to be self-organized on a daily basis. Due to business need, the team started growing. One week, a new colleague arrived. Then after 2 months, another 3 colleagues joined us from Germany. After then, other 6 colleagues from Spain, and then another 5 from India. At the end of the year, our Scrum teams become very big, and they were around 20 people in each one.
The dimension of the team started to become a problem, not only for the daily team organization, but also from the business responsiveness. And we would like to find a creative and innovative solution that would empower people. Empower, that is one of the value of Worldline, but also that will be one of the pillars for our reorganization. So once we understood how we were evolving, one quick question raised in our mind, and it was quite simple. How can we configure out our team to respond to the growing team dimension, but also to the fast changing needs from the customer? And the answer, and our answer was through empower people and with the engaged feeling in the reorganization.
Yeah, in order to feel the people empowered, they need to be able to decide their own best way to help the company.
But also this required managers able to delegate the power. And this is something based on the idea that we are working with responsible adults and not with people that should be micromanaged. Moreover, if we want that people are able to find the innovative and creative solution for the customer need, but also for the organization needs, we need a manager that is supporting people and inspire them in this, I would say, in this journey. So once we understood that what was our need and that we want to reconfigure our team, we created a committee based on managers, product owners, Scrum Master, and also volunteer to define the goal of our reorganization. And after some studies and comparison also with the Agile coach within Worldline, we came up with the Unfix model. The discovery of the Unfix model revealed us the possibility to select different options and different type of team based on our need. What we selected is the steady team that we called stable and the liquid team that we called fluid.
The characteristic that we liked of the stable team are the idea of long-lived relation that are possible in this group of people. While we need the approach to enforce and our product evolution in the long term. And this is something that the stability can support better, enabling us to improve collaboration between the people, but also to perform, I would say, interaction between them, improved but also by the common language spoken by that people, and also having, if possible, close collaboration also physically. On the other hand, we found a fluid team, I would say, a group of people that was working together in order to achieve a specific goal, maybe in a shorter time than a stable team, but the team members may rotate and join different, I would say, subgroup, or subcrew that can interact and work together to reach one specific, I would say, small value stream or small goal. This is something that is also reported in Unfix. It's a famous slogan on Unfix. The base is the group where people feel safe and at home. Also, they can be called tribe or clan or business unit. In our case, it was team. But the idea is that the people, depending on the stable and or fluid team, are a group of people able to work better together. The point that we think it was really important for this the wall design that we were thinking about is the fact that all the team, independently of their type, so that means for both team, stable and fluid, they should be able to act in an end-to-end way. So they should be able to start from the customer feature and being able to deliver something, some value to the final customer. So the model that we landed on, based on the discussion that we had before, was this one. Maybe one of you recognize the graphics. That is based on 4 stable team focused on a stable value stream and with stable teammates, and one bigger, I would say, fluid team that split themselves into sub-team during each sprint execution, I would say, sprint run. Then we have we identified also a capability crew providing the support and the additional expertise in case of lack of knowledge within one of the team. And we also decided to have this platform crew acting as a caretaker of the whole platform.
So which are according to us, the strengths of this organization model? From people perspective, we think that there are 2 main advantages. The first one is that each team is end-to-end, and this helps people to feel more empowered since they are involved in all the conversation with the customer, starting from the first discussion about the requirements and the features till the delivery. But second, also, according to the feeling that each people and the attitude that each person has, they can select the best place for them. So if they are people that would like to stay in a stable team, but also on and being focused on a client value stream, they can select a stable team. Instead, if they prefer to be more dynamic in terms of teammates, but also on business, they like challenges, they like fast learning, they probably can select the fluid one. But we think that the advantages are not only from people perspective, but also from the business one. In fact, having this configuration allows us to have stable team really focused on a customer that has strong competencies and on which we are sure that we are able to quickly respond to the customer need. But at the same time, we have like a buffer made by the fluid team that being not focused on one single customer, but having a spread knowledge, they are able to satisfy those changes in the demand. If we have some more requests from one customer, we are able to satisfy them.
Yeah, after the definition of the organization structure, it becomes a key factor to understand how we can fit the people in this new configuration. We found that the best way to ensure people involvement and active participation is in the new organization should go through self-selection.
And the characteristic that convinced us to use a self-selection as the way of implementing our new organization are three. First one, we are forced to define few and clear rules. We have one goal to reach during the event, that is do what's the best for the company. And the last one is that we would like to make the reconfiguration engaging for the people by enabling problem solving during the reconfiguration event.
Yeah, it was not easy to fit all these, I would say, requirements and share them with the people to make them feeling really engaged. The first activity that the committee mentioned before start to define was related to the types of rules. We identify safeguard, guardrail, and guidelines that should have helped us and the people to decide how to act during the self-selection. Then the committee defined a clear goal, I would say value stream, for each team to enable people to embrace their preferred mission. Once all the key points were clear, the committee empower the people about the self-selection event with an introduction meeting to explain to all the people the needs and how the self-selection would have been done. We repeated also this introductory meeting in different language. And finally, we also set up and prepare something that is called a trial before the final version, the final event, sorry.
And it's like playing poker with for no money. Players will throw their chips around when there is nothing to lose. At this point, all the people got how the self-selection would work, and they have the time to think about which could be their preferred team and with whom they would like to work. After this preparation, the D-Day was decided. And now let's imagine that to be a teammate and you need to choose your best place within the organization. Your agile coach will explain you, well, this is the board we will use today for the self-selection. You have to look at your name on the right part. And when we will say go, you have to select your label and move under the role and under the team you like most. You have 10 minutes to decide your final choice for this round. If you want or need to speak with other people, just let us know and we will create a dedicated virtual room. And then after when the 10 minutes will be completed, we will look together if the rules are satisfied by the just created team, and also product owner and managers will review the configuration just created to see if there are some issues. In case some rules or issues are raised, we will do another round, otherwise our configuration will be confirmed. So let's start.
You're muted, Pietro.
Sorry, thank you. And astonishing achievement happened. We did 3 rounds, and after 3 hours, more or less, we come up with this new team organization. Everyone was surprised and were actually able to make self-selection a successful event. This allows us to transform our Scrum team, our initial Scrum team. Usually managers and PO decide Scrum team composition, who will join what and with whom. The success of this event for us is the demonstration that we can empower people and let them choose their best position. Who better than the single individual knows their own skill, knows their knowledge, and also the potential colleagues with whom they prefer to work.
So today, after 6 months from the first selection, we are preparing a new round since team and business change again.
And sorry, from the team perspective, in order to keep a continuous improvement approach, like also the peak requested by this organization, we collected feedback through one-to-one interview that we ran with all the people involved in this group. By the way, we didn't mention till now, we were around 70 people. And with this one-to-one, as you can see by the diagram, we collected the fact that the vast majority of the people are satisfied, near 95%. And we would like to also, they like to stay in the same team that they have selected. So this happened also for the people that are belonging to the Fluid team, for which we perceived a higher organizational complexity. And the question that I would like to share with you is, do you think this number can be achieved also with a traditional organization from management? Yeah, this is our, I would say, question that come up to our mind, also enabling us to identify, thanks to this one-to-one that we executed, some improvement for additional, I would say, rules or refinement in the rules and improvement in the event that we follow during our activities. So I talk about people side, business side. At the moment, we have new challenges, and those are driving us to some improvement. This structure that we identified a few months ago, for us is something that is enabling or will enable us to adapt to the needs and enable us also to reassess the value stream we need to support. We are planning, for example, to increase the dimension of our current Fluid Scrum team, enabling the management to for more value stream, while we are going to reduce some of the stable team because of the new value stream from the customer. Then, these are some books that we checked, we review also thanks to the suggestion from the Agile coach that we mentioned before in our group, in our company. Some are really new. Maybe you will see some that is delivered this year. By the way, we will not gain any royalties. Our idea here is that we don't want to reinvent the wheel. So we started from this book in order to identify approach for our organization.
And what we learned during this year is that you cannot consider a working approach for a group of people, the right one also for your context. We learned that you have to adapt what you learn to your needs. So organization need to be adapted to customer and people needs that are present in that unique moment around you.
Okay, so you should have still your application open on Mentimeter. If so, please go there. You will see a new question that is quite easy. Sorry, I'm going to start. Yeah, I would like to know from you one word take away from this discussion and this presentation that we have. Survey. fluid, learning, empowering. Intriguing. Okay. So I would like to say thank you to the people that joined this, and now we are open for questions. If I'm able to find the mouse still. Yeah, we are. Thank you.
There's already a few questions in the chat. Are you able to access the chat and see them? Otherwise, I can read out some names if you want. Valdemar, you want to ask a question?
So one of my question is, if you have stable teams, do you have these stable teams that you mentioned in one of your value streams already?
Yes, the majority of stable team, I would say, started from already existing team. So they are part of the initial team that I mentioned at the beginning, with the experience of having some months, a lot of other colleagues, so experience in long event, difficulties in interaction, in collaboration. So
Yeah.
they have experience, and some of them decide to stay in that team because of this new organization. By the way, here we didn't mention anything about the event. Also, the event were adapted for the new organization, of course.
Yeah, when you mentioned end to end, you also mean cross functional, and they have all relevant skills.
Absolutely.
What if they do not have a skill?
Sorry, repeat, please.
What if a stable team has not the relevant skills?
We put one of our mandatory rules, let's say, requires that the team was balanced in terms of skills. So there must be one developer, one analyst, one tester at least. This, let's say, allows us to have a balanced team and not to miss main roles at least.
Yeah, if I can add on this, the idea was that for each team, we asked for someone that could act as a developer, someone that could act as an analyst, someone that could act as at least, the request was in reality 2 people for each of these roles. And in the fluid team, it was a bigger number for that, so that each team has maybe in one of the slides that it was a bit small when we showed it, but there are some fixed place where the people can put their home name, and this is also related with some specific competencies. During the event, as we mentioned before, it lasts 3 hours because we refine these, I would say, assignment, this organization. So the people review based on the rules and decided if the team that they built was working in order to achieve the goal, or they need to adapt and to change something on it. It was the people in that meeting with a specific time for it to review by themselves all together and reviewing if the team works.
Okay, that makes sense. And
Thank
the project governance, do you need the project governance as a PMO or project manager way to respond administration and compliance demands?
Yes. This is for us was both managers. That means people manager. 70 people can be needs people manager. So we have some people manager there, but we have also project managers because we think that scaling requires also project manager support in a complex organization like ours. And with the customer that are, I would say, not always open to full agility. So we have still contract that requires correct management, project management, product management, program management. So in that area, we have those people that try to make effective as much as possible the organization that we depicted. I'm trying to retrieve the other.
I wouldn't see it just that there is a need to be also traditional and not be fully agile. I think there is also a need to support the product owner and the Scrum Master in their activities and to maybe reduce their overhead.
Yeah.
Yes, and from a product owner perspective, for example, there are some features that requires maybe 5, 6, 7 application to work together, to deliver together, and there the project manager could help in collecting and trying to be aligned.
Well, that's a question. They could help to act like a release manager. It sounds like a release manager role that some organizations have in a traditional way. Correct. The same question then could also be, why is the product owner not able to discuss these things with other product owners in a PO sync?
Yes, we try to work through a product owner, but we are not so synchronized. So because we don't have all the same length of the sprint, we don't have all the same ceremonies. So sometimes the coordination, more practical coordination that is not only on priorities, but yes, also on the delivery, because then the service is active when all are able to deliver, is facilitate the life of the product owner.
And something that we didn't mention here is that we are, I would say, one group in one department of a big company of around 20,000 people. So having one single product owner for this kind of product is quite impossible. We are product owner, I would say, for the reviewed product that we also during this process redefined. So we redefined the product that we are working around, and we have product owner, platform product owner, we mentioned him in this case, in order to cover as much as possible the real delivered product to the customer. But in order to do that, we involve other area of our company that are not working in the same way like us. So we need this kind of collaboration and support from project management because that part is not working like us. So we are going back in order to say we are end-to-end, yes, but some parts are delivered by external, I would say, company also. There are external product both from the market. So something that you can't drive directly. Those are part of our full product. Please.
I suggest that we go to another question. If Ellie wants to bring forward the question. We can also read it ourselves.
What if they refuse to choose a place?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sorry, guys, I actually forgot what my question was. It's pretty late here in Australia. Yeah, so I had come, I'm not working there anymore. But yeah, I was working in state government where the teams would sometimes be part-time to projects. And in this case, I would see a lot of the team members actively not selecting a task to see if they could try to get out of work. So in this case, what would happen? I mean, my recommendation is just to fire them, but we can't do that. Government.
No. The idea is, as we try to mention, we started from already not expert, but familiar with the Scrum people working. So our team were already a Scrum team. I would say, Scrum team can be always better. So some practice was not good enough at the beginning, but we started from Scrum team. So the people, as we mentioned at the beginning, are already able to be part of the delivery. So it was expected already from the whole people to be part of our work.
I think that's where the answer is, that leadership had set the expectation that they would be involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And for this, in fact, we did a lot of preparation. It's true that the self-selection happens in 3 hours, but we did a lot of preparation in explaining people which are the rules, why we need to change, do the trial. I think that the trial was very relevant because make people understand how it would work in case they have question on the value stream, on the meaning. We have space to speak with them and encourage them to take a decision and so on. So it was relevant, the preparation part.
And about the question, what if someone will not decide his own spot? Yeah, this is something that during this process, the team that miss some competencies, okay, will ask that people to join their team. So there were, like we shared probably really quickly, we have some breakout room where people forming one team join together, asking people that does not yet decided where to stay in order to convince them to join them. So it was an interaction, really. I would say the team formed itself. Sorry.
Could I add something to that, Pietro?
Yes, please.
I've done 6 or 7 self-selection events in the past few years, and most of these events had a final call by a manager or by leadership if the people themselves could not decide. So that would be at the end of the 3-hour event. There could be a final call by a manager. So from all these 7 events, it never happened. So people are always self-selecting, and of course, sometimes with the threat between brackets of they are not allowed to decide themselves because so then maybe they decided something they didn't like that much, but still we haven't seen happening with 700 people in total that any person did not decide themselves. And of course, that's not a guarantee that it will happen the same in other companies and other departments with other teams, but we haven't seen it.
I guess yeah, you haven't seen how Victorian state government works then. Internal
no,
joke.
we didn't.
So I guess in this case you could be as a Scrum Master using the problems that I've asked might happen as an area of an improvement, and I guess this exercise would uncover some bigger problems.
Also, it could also happen indeed. But in the end, suppose someone says, I'm not going to pick a spot. Someone else will do it for her or him.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'm able at the end to see some questions. So I would like to answer to Catherine one. What about the agile ceremonies for the Fluid team? Yeah, the majority of them are quite similar to the other. We have, I would say, an extended planning where the people decided how to reorganize around some goals. So during the planning was explained a few goals, and the people decide how to organize based on their specific competencies to reach that goal. For the other, I would say daily Scrum has been run internal of this sub-team, and we decided to have one per week a whole I would say Scrum of Scrum is not a daily Scrum because it was a really big team. On the other side, I think everything was Scrum based. did you from Dennis Mansell? Dennis, sorry. Did you have a noticeable, tangible performance increase? Yeah, I would say, as usual, metrics or OKR in this case for us are always challenging. For us, the fact that the people were happy about their selection for us is already a big achievement. Like reported before of us from Chris, people happy at work are 35 or 34% performing better. Okay, so I think having people more happy will help add or help us to be better. We have also direct feedback from the customer, and they are happy about what we are doing right now. Laura, you would like to add something?
That also practically we can see that at the end, during these years, we had a reorganization of the team and in some way a new way of working and new events, but we are able to manage in the same time the business as usual we have with our client, plus add two other banks that was new for us and it was a very big project. So I think that we can say, and we were able also to do them in time. So I think we can say that we are actually our performance increased.
I saw also one question from Jean-Pierre with two like, that is, how big should be a company to apply this Unfix model? I would say, yeah, this is a question for Jürgen Appello, you know. I think there are no fixed size for this. We applied and we adapted to our group that is based on 70 people, as I mentioned before. I think you can start with one single team working in fluid. If you are one single team, maybe Scrum, it's enough. Normally, the idea behind Unfix is how to scale. Is not a nice word, but at the end, we have to think about this, how to adapt the organization to the customer need, as usual. And this is something that I think Unfix for us help a lot.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I had one about the Scrum Masters.
Yes, please.
Because I see that you don't have one Scrum Master per team, at least on the drawing that you shared. Is it the fact that you had some shared Scrum Masters between the teams?
Yeah, I think in the diagram we have one Scrum Master per team.
Okay.
But you know, when people decide to move in another department in our big company, so we have one team that was without the Scrum Master, and one of the other Scrum Master decide to manage two teams of them. This, of course, as usual, implies some restriction, some condition in having, for example, common meeting, because as we mentioned, we have people already in different time zone, so we have a small time part during the day where we can have some common meeting, for example, the single planning all together. Then having the single Scrum Master also imply some constraint on having specific team planning. So we need to find the right accommodation for this event. For example, also for the daily Scrum can be done for two teams at the same hours. I don't know if I answered to your question.
Yeah, and yeah, okay. And the product owner, of course, there is one product owner covering several teams. And how did you organize for the sprint planning, especially as product owner, Laura? How did you do?
We try to have the planning, since we cover different teams, we try to not have those teams in parallel when possible. Otherwise, in other cases, we try to prepare in advance during the refinement or in a doc meeting to explain to the team or a part of the team what we would like to put into the sprint or the goals. And in any case, we added one shared event among all the teams before starting the planning. We did it on Mural, but it's like I draw where we share which are all the activities per each team and which are the goals of each team. So even if then we are not present, the team should be able to define if they are able their sprint backlog and if they are able to follow it.
Okay, thank you. And the last question, what is this capability team, the red thing here with Scrum Master, Product Owner, and then you have capability, right?
Yeah, like per the definition in Unfix, those are, I would say, expert people. They have a really expert knowledge, and expert people are never enough. So we can't attach these people or let them stay in one specific team. They are a sort of group of team. They are a team that, based on the request from single team, join the team during one sprint or more than one sprint to enable this team to improve their knowledge, their capabilities, to solve some specific issue, and then they leave for another team.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And by the way, at some point, Pietro said that the Scrum Master manages the teams. I'm sure that he didn't mean manage, but meant coaching or supporting the team. Just to clarify.
Sorry, it was not intended. It is because of my bad English.
If he's coaching and supporting the team, why do you need extra people to facilitate removing the impediments?
Yeah, for me, also this is coming from Scrum. It is because I would say we will never be good enough in doing Scrum. So having people that are prepared on this area can help other people to grow in this knowledge. And this is why I think it's needed external people, because sometimes external point of view, like it's something like the coach in the majority of the sport. There is a coach. Why we need this coach? It can't be the people in the field able to organize themselves. No, an external view sometimes can help to improve the capability of the team. So for me, this is the real needs. If I mention manage, it was an error, and I'm really sorry for that, but it's not that the case. The Scrum Master was there to improve the Scrum knowledge, the Scrum ability, the Scrum practice that is needed inside a single team. But also, as we mentioned, we are a big company and we need to interact with external people. We need to teach, to train a lot of external people around the Scrum. And in this case, Scrum Master is something that is really needed.
And I see the remark from Waldemar. For me, from what I understand, you are following a mix of less and safe, using a different wording visualization. I know that Pietro and Laura's teams have been working with less. So I'm sure that many of the events are very much also like less. That's another coincidence. I would argue it's not that much related to safe, especially the fact that they aim to work on a product as a whole, and also empowering the teams to achieve the goals, instead of that the work is feeded to the team.
Okay, where my idea about safe came from is that the product owner is not able to handle his product. He needs support from project management and others. This is for me a clear sign that your product owner is overloaded, has too many teams. Unless you have area product owners, in safe you have a product manager or a business owner. So that means that this product owner is overloaded and needs support on different levels.
Maybe I can add one part. So the reorganization of this team is within an area. If we look at less, no, this is the reorganization of an area, and it is followed on by 3 product owner, and they are able to manage this area by themselves without the PM. We needed the help of the PM when we are work at the platform level, because not all the area in our product are working in agile, not all the area are working in less, and be able to coordinate more than 20 applications is very complex sometimes if we speak about different customer, different needs and so on. On that part, probably we are quite new in working in less, so I think probably we need still some time to improve also as a company, within the company. But this organization, the product owner has the full power to organize the team and the way we work, the product in the area.
Okay, I think that's more or less the time up. But I would like to thank Laura, Pietro, and Willem-Jan. Very interesting. Looked like everybody was listening carefully. Lots of questions, which is always a good sign. So yes, thank you. Thanks a lot.